After this amazing behind the back pass to Victor Wembanyama from the sideline from Vassell, Wemby's face is how all of us look when we see him operating on the court. To be able to get a triple-double off blocks is incredible, regardless if people want to say it's easy because he's 7'4". As a rookie, Wemby already possesses this scary presence when players drop the ball, as usually off these ball screens, Emmanuel quickly could get into one of these floaters when the big isn't tight on him. But since Wemby is sitting right there, quickly drops it off to Podol in the paint, but this isn't going to end well, as Victor just pins this off the glass. To make adjustments to the approach, Podol tries to hit Wemby with a little shimmy up fake, but honestly, the joke's on you, because Wemby will just eliminate you at the rim. You'll give different guys a chance to beat him inside, and they'll even try to spin back to the right side of the rim, so with Scottie extending out far, Victor can stretch out even further to smack it once. And then when you think you're macho man and try to go up again, well, you must not be thinking. His length is such a factor in his ability to block shots that when Kyle Anderson attempts this push shot over McDermott, Wemby can reach out near the top of the backboard to send this shot flying, but then with his absurd agility, he can turn back the other way to jump once to contest, but then immediately pogo stick back up to make Gobert miss in close. The same thing happens when he's involved in this ghost screen from Barnes, as Brown is able to lob it over Wemby and Seti. So just when Scottie thinks he has a wide open dunk after avoiding the help defender, Wemby shows us to never doubt him and gets a hand on the ball just before Barnes is able to slam it home. His length is such a huge factor when he's around the rim that it'll make guys alter the way they attempt shots in close, be more worried when he's around, and just when they think they have a good look to score, Wemby comes in with that window cleaner. With Mobley spacing out to pull Wemby away from the paint, it looks like Okoro has a nice route to the basket to get one up. And although he is able to get into this floater, who's that rotating over? Well, it's Wembanyama making sure this doesn't result in a bucket. Yeah, I know, it'll look like the runway is clear after you make a nice move on him, but it's gonna take more than that to stop him from pinning your shot off the glass. I mean, hey, after Alvarado spins around to start his attack to the rim, it's like he's playing volleyball and sets up Wemby, cause the next thing that comes is a ruthless spike. Say what you want. Say it's easy. Say it doesn't take skill because he's 7'4". Say he barely has to move around a lot because of his length. Say it all, because we've heard it all. But when you see someone like Zion avoid the contact and try to go around Wemby instead, but still ends up getting his shot cleaned, it should show you a lot about how much he affects guys down low. He'll make guys look totally defeated as they make many different moves to find the opening, and since they can't get the look they want, they'll dump it off to a teammate who ends up being Wemby's next victim. Trust me, it just gets nasty out there on the floor for the opposing team when they're trying to score, because at all times they have this voice in the back of their head saying, look out for Wemby, look out for Wemby, look out. And hey, if they don't listen, then them shots, they gonna be missing. When you look at some of Wemby's defensive stats in his rookie year, he leads the league in blocks with 3.2 per game, leads the league in total blocks with 153. When guys are defended by him, they convert nearly 5% less of their shots on him. And when he's on the floor, the Spurs have a defensive rating of 112.3, which would rank this team as the 6th best defense when he's on the floor. For him to be a rookie and affecting the game this much on the defensive end is wild. In the last decade, we haven't seen a rookie come in and affect the game on this side of the ball like Wembanyama has, and this should show you that his defensive skill set is one of a kind. But you want to know the best thing about all of this is that Wemby is doing this all on 28 minutes per game, and his value doesn't just stop with his defense. When you look at his potential on the offensive side of things, it honestly gets ridiculous. He can be used in the pick and roll or the pick and pop, he can ISO out to grab a bucket himself, or he can move around off ball to become an open target. So however you choose to use him, he can mend into that role. With him putting up 20 points per game on shooting splits of 46% from the field and 32% from deep, some of you might say those numbers are subpar for his hype, but then some of you will actually say these numbers are great for a rookie. But regardless of which side you choose to take, when you use your eyes and measure just how talented he is, this is when you can see just how good he really can be. Take these next few plays for an example. When Wemby catches in this mid-range, the floor is cleared out for him to go ISO. So by using this jab step, he's able to get past Olynyk, and even though he's being contested by 2 defenders, Wemby can outduel them and bank this off the glass with the left hand. Now since that play was effective, they get into the same type of action, but this time when Wemby drives, he's not going in with that soft stuff and just hammers it through the defense. For defenders, you don't want to play with him when he's working off that jab step, or else it can get ugly. But let's say he doesn't decide to attack the paint when he's working out these ISO situations. Well, once Wemby feels that slight contact, he can get right into his shot motion and nail this fadeaway midi regardless of him being a little bit off balance. With him being extra confident in his skills, you can involve him in these pick and rolls, and if the defender decides to not step up, well, the shot's being knocked down. It can honestly be tricky when you're trying to guard him off these actions because he can get into the mid-range jumper, but if you allow him to slip behind you for even the slightest moment, you'll be too late as he's reaching up to slam it through. I'm already knowing that for most defenders that get matched up with Wemby, they can tend to be a little confused on how to guard him. Since he's a major threat when close to the basket, they'll do anything to try and make it uncomfortable for him to score, and with him having that green light to let shots fly whenever he chooses, you never know when he's gonna pull up, but you have to be ready because if he gets into a shot motion without you being there, well, you stand no chance at affecting the shot. Like look right here, with Cody Zeller guarding Wemby down low, this stunt towards the rim makes Cody bite hard, so now when Victor flows into this mid-range area, Zeller's just too far back and it's easy money. I can honestly understand why Zeller was so bought on not letting Wemby go towards the rim, because if you do let him get past you, it doesn't matter if you're literally right there. His reach is insane and he can snag it to throw down the reverse slam. So try and recover all you want, but it's simply not gonna work, because with that freakish height and length paired together, his teammates can really just throw it up anywhere and the rest is history. So let me ask you this, Wemby is already good right now, but as he has more time in the NBA, he's gonna be a problem. So do you think there will be an effective way to stop Wemby once he gets in his groove? If you ask me, I'm not really sure if teams have found a way just yet to X him out the game, as it's really difficult. I know some of you will say, just be physical with him and move him out the way. Well, when Markelle Fultz went to Wemby's chest, knocking him off balance for a little bit, he's still able to recover to pin this off the glass. And if you watch closely on this play, Ben Simmons gives Wemby a slight nudge to make him fall over, but like they say, get knocked down 7 times, stand up 8. And sink that 3 with all that space. Generational talents like Wemby should be appreciated and studied at a high level. With multiple ways to affect the game and become a problem for opposing teams, this is truly something you don't see often. I already know you're gonna have people that say, bro, you're glazing him and he isn't even that good. But to that, I'll just say that's hater mentality. Whenever someone says something bad about someone else who is obviously putting in the work and striving to perform at a high level, it all comes from a hater mindset. Rather than appreciate the skill in front of their eyes that we rarely see, they rather tear it down. For Victor Wembanyama, he gets a lot of this thrown his way, but throughout his rookie year, he continues to keep pushing forward and improving and will most likely be the NBA Rookie of the Year.